Hey everyone, welcome back. So in this video we are going to start off with an AJAX CRUD. So previously we have worked with AJAX. This playlist is gonna be full of AJAX. So before getting into the video, if you're new to this channel, do subscribe and hit on the bell icon so whenever I upload a new video, you will be getting a notification on it. Also do follow me on my Instagram page as well. Let's get into the video. Inside PHP tutorials, I have one PHP AJAX table. So we'll be storing these things. This is gonna be about the student. We'll be storing the student name, student phone number, student email, as well as the department, which department the student belongs to. So let's start with the CRUD. So watch the video till the end. First thing we have to do is we have to create a folder. So let me create it. The table part is already been done. So if you have not yet watched, do watch the previous video so you will understand how to create a table. So let's get started. Here we have home. So inside Sneha codes, I'm gonna right click and create a new folder. And I'm gonna name this folder as PHP AJAX. And I'll just open this folder with the VS Code editor. So the first step is done. The second step is that we have to set the header footer. For that we'll just execute the output and check. So here we don't have index.php. Let's copy this index and paste it here. Now if you reload, that page will be created. So the first step is done. The second step is that you have to set the file structure. For that you have to go to get bootstrap and get the CSS and JS link. So here click on doc. You will have the starter templates. Just copy this and paste it inside index. Paste. I am just trying to make the video a little bit less in length so that you will not have a thought of that, oh, the video is so lengthy and I have to go through so much. What I can do is the previous thing which I have done, all these things I'll be doing it fast. So that is a way that I can reduce the length of the video. Do watch the previous video as well if you don't understand what is happening with the header, footer, all of those things. So yeah. So now we have pasted it here. Let's cut and create one folder here and call this as includes. Create a file and tell this as header.php. Create another file and tell this as footer.php. Inside header, just paste this, and inside index from the script, paste this inside footer. Okay, now in index we have to include, so just say php open close. With the help of include function, just call the path. So include of within single quotes tell includes slash header. Copy paste the same thing and paste it below and rename this to footer. Now this will be set. To check, you can just add a class on this and check. I'm not gonna do that. I'll just reload and check. So yeah, it's included. Now what I have to do is I have to cut this because I don't require this here. I need a design that to add. First we are going to work with add data, right? To add, I have to create a table here and I will give a one button here. When I click on that button, I should be able to add the data. So for that, I'll just create container row column md12. So all this I'm going a little bit fast. I have to minimize the video length. So that's the reason I'm going a little bit fast. When it comes to the main content, I'll be slow. Next, let's give the card header. And inside card header in h4 tag, you can just tell PHP AJAX CRUD. And here you will have the card body, and inside card body we'll have the table. So for table, let's copy paste it from the get bootstrap thing itself. So here search for tables. This is the sample version, so you can copy this. So let's copy this and customize. Copy this, go back, paste it here, format document, So it's aligned properly. So we need that design, right? So you can go just copy that class name and paste it. So this was the design. Copy this table striped and you can just paste it inside this class. Now go and reload. So you would have got one table with the dummy data. So this is a table with the dummy data. So now we want to insert one button here. So what we'll do is we'll use a model, pop-up model. So this is the model, and here you can see, scroll a little bit down. So when I click on this, I'm getting something like this. So we'll copy this design and implement in our code. So I've just copied and I'm gonna paste it on top of this. Okay, and this button, right, I'm just gonna cut this button from here and paste it inside here. I have PHP AJAX CRUD, right? I'll just paste it here. Instead of launch demo model, I'm just going to tell add student data, and here we'll have one ID. Let's change this to add student data. Now copy this add student data, and on top you have pasted your model, right? Here you will have some ID. So here this ID is what this was the ID which was called here in this button. So here we have changed. So let's copy this and paste it here. So now when we click on that button, this model will be called. With the help of this ID is what the model is being called. So here we'll change the model title to add student data, and here is a model body. We have to design form. So I'll be copy pasting that. I'm not gonna waste time in that. And here we have save data. Let's change this to save data and close button. Everything is fine. Let's go reload and check. Make this button class MS auto. When this don't work, try with float right, okay? Or float end. Most probably float end should work. Okay, float end is working. So when I click this, I'm getting the model. But here I want the form, right? To take input from the user, we required form. So form design, I'm just gonna paste the existing form design which I've done for almost all the videos here. So here I've done. So I'm gonna copy paste the form design from here. So what I'll do is I'll just see you guys after pasting. I have pasted the form design here, and the action I have told code.php, and the method is post, and here is the design. So these are the input that we are going to get from the user, which is name, email and phone. We have one more which is department, right? So let's copy paste that and change this to text, and here you can tell department, so which department they belong, and here also just change to department. The class name, using this class name we are going to get the value, so don't forget to give the class name. So for email everything is fine. Let's go reload. So before that, here is a form, right? The form is ending here, but the save button is here, so we have to cut the form from here and paste it here. And same thing for the model body. This has to be inside model body. So cut this and paste it here. Let's align this properly. And here is a form. Everything is done. So here comes the form, and the form is inside model body. So here inside model body for save data, let's give add student data. Okay. Now let's go reload. So when I click on this, I'm getting one form. And when I click on save data, the data has to be saved. So for that, we are going to work with AJAX. So when working with AJAX, the main thing is you have to do is include this jQuery minified version CDN. So copy this and paste it inside your footer. On top of this, just paste this so that AJAX will work properly, or else there will be some error that we will be getting. And once after this, we are just going to copy this, and here it is going to code.php, but we are going to work with AJAX. So inside footer itself will work. Okay. We are not going to create a separate script file and include. You can do that, but here I'm just gonna work with this itself. So I'm gonna tell script, and inside script I'm gonna tell jqdoc. So get the document ready first, and then you click. So selector is nothing but the class. I'll show you guys here. So selector is this class. So we are using here dot, and we'll just console log here hello. Give a semicolon. Go back. Let's inspect console log. When I click on this save data, I'm getting hello. Okay, so this is working fine. Let's comment this. Let us comment this console log, and we need to get the value, right? So from where are we going to get the value? From the form. So here for form we have given the name, right? So using this we'll be getting the value. So what we have to do is create a variable. So first is name. So I'm gonna create name variable val. So input form it will be dot val. Okay, so this is used to get the data, and here we have this, so which is the class name. So here inside index we have given the class name, right? So copy this class name and paste it here. That's it. Do for all the fields the same way, which is email, and the next one is phone, and the next one is department. Department. So let's echo this and see if we are getting. So let us cut this console log and paste this here. Remove, and instead of this hello we'll just echo the name and check. So when we are entering that input value, we'll check if we are getting that input value. So let's reload this page, and I'm gonna click on this data, enter the first. I'm gonna enter Sneha. So before that, inspect, go to console. So I have entered Sneha here. When I click on the save data, I have to get Sneha printed on console. So save data, see, you can see that Sneha is printed in console. So which means this is working fine. Let's comment this once again. And here let us call JQ AJAX. So the method is obviously going to be post, and URL we'll create code.php file, and data type is not required. The data will be these data. Okay, so let's do that in single quotes. Give add students button is true. Then we'll be taking the value which is name, and tell name, comma, copy paste 4 times, 3 more times, and just rename this to email, phone, and the department. Okay, so this is done now. So here we are going to console log the response. So console dot log the response. Copy, paste it here. Okay, now what we have to do is, using this we have to check if that button is set. When that button is set, what has to happen? So copy this button and go to code.php which we have created, which we have given here. So here inside JQ Ajax I have to create code.php. Just drop this. I'm gonna check here if is set of $post of the button name. So once that button is clicked, what has to happen? So I'm just going to echo one field which is name. So I'm going to dollar name is equal to dollar post of name. So this post of name is coming from nowhere but here. Okay, this. So here I've pasted, give a semicolon. So this we are echoing, so the response will be inside the console log. Here we'll be getting the response. So let's see if we are getting the response correctly. Reload once again, click on add and give Sneha Shreya. So I just given Sneha Shreya. I'm clicking on save data. I'm getting Sneha Shreya, which means the response is correctly getting printed. So go to code.php, remove this echo, copy paste it 3 more times and rename this to email phone department, and we have to write the query for insertion, right? So let's tell save data query is equal to insert into the table name, which is PHP AJAX values. So here also its name, email, phone department. So this is nothing but the column names which is there inside your this names. Okay, name, phone, email, department. So id will be not taking because that is given as auto increment. Let's copy this variable. Inside values we are going to pass this comma within single quotes, add a comma, single quotes, add a comma, again single quotes. At the end it should not be with any comma or full stop. If you give, it will result in an error. So let's copy paste this. Let's copy this, paste it here. We have to give a semicolon, add a semicolon. After this, save query run is equal to using MySQL query function. We are going to connect the database connection and pass $save data query. So here we have given connection variable. When you execute, it will give an error because we have not used this variable anywhere here. So let's connect it first. So connection is equal to using MySQL connect function. Tell your host name, which is localhost, and root, which is username, password is null, and your database name, which is PHP tutorials, and give a semicolon. So make sure you give this database name correctly. So I'll just once again go back, copy this database name, paste it, and after this we have to check if that query is saved or not. So here let's copy paste this. If this query is working fine, then we'll echo success, echo in a variable. We'll store result is equal to data stored successfully. Else copy paste data not stored successfully. So this, when we are echoing, we'll be getting it here. Where is that code? Footer, right? So here it will console log. Let's go execute this and check if the data is getting saved into a database or not. Don't get confused, these are dummy datas. We'll be fetching in the other video. Okay, so let's go and execute this. Let's console log, reload once again. I'm gonna add data. I'm gonna tell Sneha at gmail.com. Give a 10-digit mobile number, and department I'm gonna say BCA or BCom or something. I'm gonna click on save data. You can see data stored successfully, but you can see few things which is happening. We are getting the message displayed here, not here, and the model was popping up and it didn't get closed. So all these things are there. We'll see how to do that. So let's go check our database if the data is stored. So here you can see the data is successfully stored. The message was the one thing that has to get displayed here, but it got displayed here. So for that, here we are console logging. That is why we are getting the response here. And one more thing was that to make the validation of the form. So here we have the form, right? Go to index. Let's tell this as add model. So here we are having the form, right? To make the validation of this form, we can give an if condition here. So like if or else it's else, right? So if name is not equal to null and email not equal to null and phone not equal to null and department not equal to null, or equal to null also you can give. So if this is not equal to null, which means if there is no field that is left blank, then this Ajax will work. So we'll just cut this Ajax and paste it inside this if condition. Let's format this. So if there is something like the blank data, then we'll first console log and tell please enter all the fields. Okay, so now I'm gonna reload and I'm gonna click on add data. So here I have not entered any data here. I'm gonna click on save data. So when I click on save data, it is telling please enter all the field. But if you notice, I don't want the message to be displayed here. I want something to be displayed here, because user will not inspect and check in console log that if this is getting displayed here. User will check only the user interface part, right? For that, what you can do is go to index and where you want to show that message. Suppose I want to show this message here. Okay, here add add student data is there now. Here, suppose I want to show this here. So what I can do is I can just remove this button that is not required and go to get bootstrap, copy alert. So which alert you want, you can copy. I'm just going with this thing. So this has a closing tab. So I'll just copy this. Copy, go back and see. You can't directly paste and do this here. We have to cut this. I'm gonna tell this as error message. Okay. So I've created one div with a class of error message. So here is what that message will be displayed. So the code which I have copied, I'm just gonna comment it here and using append function, I'll just paste that. Okay. Give a full stop, semicolon there, and here just paste this. You have error, no problem. Give a add a backslash for the entire thing and cut this and paste it here. Okay, done. So now the error is gone, but here we have to show that please enter all field, right? So that thing we'll just give it here, please enter all the fields. Okay, now this is done. Let's go check if this is getting executed as per our expectation. Reload, click on add data and save data. So this is not getting displayed. Why? Because here we didn't give that class name. So this is the class name, right? Just copy this and within a dot represents class. paste. Again reload, add data. So here you can see enter all the fields, but I don't want this to be displayed here. I want it below. So now I am getting it properly below. So I have just pasted that div tag after the model header. So paste it after the model header. So you'll get this. Or you can paste it inside model body also. You'll be getting it here. You have no problem. Then cut that and paste it inside model body. Once again reload, add data. So you'll get here. Okay. So yeah, that's it. And for the success message also, we have to do the same thing, right? So I want to display the success message. So where I wanted to display is, imagine I wanted to display it here, but no use of displaying it here on the model. So what is the solution? I wanted to display it here. So this is in index.php, right? So go to index.php. So this is index, this is my model. So there is no use of me. So I want the message where I want it, imagine I want it inside card body. So I will just tell this as message. Okay. And I've created one div tag here. Similar way, copy this and you can do that here. Let me do. So here, instead of this success response, I'm just copying the same thing, pasting it here. Okay. Here, I have to append. Here, just pass the response. So the response is coming from. So here we are not going to type according to our wish, right? I can type anything, but I want the response that is coming from here. So data stored successfully. So that is why I've just given this. And this is not the error message. This has to be from index message show. So copy this message show and paste it here. What else? Reload. Now let's go add a data which is user. I'll just tell anu@gmail.com. Give a 10-digit mobile number. Department you can tell BCom. Save data. So here you can see data stored successfully, but you can see this model is still there. Until I close, this will be there. For this, you can do one solution is that before success message, you can just tell $model hide. Okay, first hide this model and then show the message. So the model ID will be somewhere. Let's copy that ID. So ID, if you are using ID, make sure you give a hash. So here we have ID, right? Add student data. Let's copy this ID and paste it here. Now let's go reload. Add student data. I'm going to tell Leo at gmail.com. He's from BTech. Something. Save data. So here you can see the model got disappeared and then you got data stored successfully. So yeah, that's it in this video. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any doubt or suggestion, do let me know in the comment section. Like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. See you guys in the next video.